Hi, everyone. It's Jeff back at you from Keller Williams, Syracuse here, and it's our continuing video series, and I have another special guest today. My guest today is Tim Kissane from Kissane Water Conditioning. And in real estate situations, real estate transactions, we oftentimes run into situations with water, and that's what Tim's company does, among other things. So I'm going to introduce Tim here. Welcome, Tim.
Let's give him thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
And could you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your company?
Okay, well, it's Kissane Water Conditioning, as you had mentioned. We treat water for residential and commercial customers. And then for the residential customers, we treat people who have trouble with their water, have water problems. This could be anything from hard water to iron. They don't like the taste of the water. It could be a smell that's in the water, a sulfur smell. There's lots of problems that can go on with water. Even in the real estate closings, you'll run into sometimes we'll have bacteria in the water, and we can handle those kind of problems also. But that's usually where we'll see a big problem, where somebody comes into a new water situation, a new home, and they will just won't like the quality of the water, and we're right there to help them out.
Yeah, as you mentioned, in real estate transactions, in this area, we have a lot of people that are on wells, and there's usually well testing that's required by the contract as part of the real estate transaction, and they don't always pass. Sometimes they have coliform bacteria or some other issue that comes up, and I think that's where you come in and you can help solve some of those problems, right?
Absolutely.
I know we have pretty hard water in this area, and some people don't like that because it makes their skin itch or dry out, things like that. Is that something you can help with too?
Absolutely. Yes, the hard water is definitely an issue in this area. A lot of them, as you had mentioned, people are on wells, even on the municipal water supplies. Lake Ontario, Skaneateles Lake, Lake Petisco Lake, they all have some degree of hardness in there. As you mentioned, with the dry skin, especially in the wintertime, where the air is a lot drier, and you'll have a water softener there, can really help with that, because that calcium, which actually is the hardness that's in the water, that can actually take some of the moisture out of the skin. Water softener that can help with that tremendously, and we've had many people who've really benefited from that, and it's been really great time to do this.
You cover a pretty broad geographic footprint. What are some of the areas that you tend to go back to time and time again, where there's wells and there's just the same kinds of issues that keep coming up? Any areas that are kind of like red flag areas for you?
Oh yes, yeah. There's several of those areas. Out in Chittenango, that's an area that's typically extremely hard, very problem water. They can have a tremendous amount of sulfur out in that area too. So a lot of people even notice it as they drive down Route 13. Sometimes with the windows down, they can even smell it as they're driving down the road. I mean, it's really bad when they get into the wells there. Elbridge, Weedsport, those are other areas that are extremely hard water. Pompey, Manlius, Cazenovia, those are other areas of people on wells that are where they definitely need some type of water treatment for different aspects.
You mentioned commercial work before.
Yes.
What kind of work would you do in a commercial application, like for any kind of business?
Well, it really depends on the specific business. A lot of times that has to be extremely custom made. Sometimes it's just simply a water softener that we run into with some applications. Other times you get into real high purity water systems, the deionized water, like hospitals, testing labs, manufacturers, even some of the glass manufacturers. We deal with them, and even the testing labs. Places, if you go to have your water tested, they have to have absolutely clean water. We clean that water so you don't have any erroneous test results come in, along with what you actually are in. So you get an accurate test of the water.
Just curious for people to know, and for me to know, how long have you been in business with your company, Kissane Water Conditioning?
Oh, I've been doing this over 40 years. So
okay.
I've run into a lot of situations. In fact, not quite often, every once in a while we're running into situations where Customer has been very disappointed in their water quality, and they've had several several companies in there prior to me going in there, where they weren't able to really take care of the problem. But with my experience with the water systems, and I'm able to really analyze what they have there and get the proper equipment in there, and everyone just comes out absolutely delighted with the water quality that's coming out. And a lot of times, especially in those situations, they're really quite surprised that I'm able to do it because nobody else was able to do it. Been doing this so long, and I know what I'm doing.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Tim. I appreciate you chatting with me today and taking time out of your busy schedule. Have a great day, a great rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Jeff, thank you very much. It's been wonderful talking.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great day. Thank you.